Now, our first story. President John Dramani Mahama has pledged support for the funeral rites of Komla Dumo, who died in London on January 18. The president was addressing the Dumo family, who called on him to officially inform the presidency of Komla Dumo's death and related funeral arrangements.
The delegation was made of members of the Dumo family, including Komla Dumo's father, Professor Ernest Dumo, his sister, Mawena Treba, the Gbeho family representing his mother's side, as well as those from his wife, the Kwanzaa family. Its leader and spokesperson, Togbi Amenyafiti V, expressed gratitude to Ghana and the world for the tributes which he said have kept the family consoled.
In accordance with the tradition of the flowers, and with your kind permission, Your Excellency, Komla's body will be received by the chiefs and elders of his royal clan on the tarmac on arrival from London. Your Excellency, the future of Komla's wife and children, they are still in London, and they are so much important to us. And to all Ghanaians, we appreciate your love for Komla. And to the world, your tributes heal the wounds in our hearts.
A member of the delegation, Ambassador Victor Gbeho, said Koshi Dumo, Komla Dumo's younger brother, is representing the family in the United Kingdom to ensure remains of Komla is brought back home, although there have been some delays. Until then, dates and any further arrangement could not be made. President Mahama said the family will not be left alone.
I took the opportunity on my way back to stop and console his family and to see the children. And it's a very young family. It's the worst thing that can happen, for a parent, particularly a father, to leave children of that age at this time. All of us who are his friends, grieve with you. And because I double as President of the state, I will say on behalf of the government and people of Ghana, we are with you in this very difficult period. And whatever the state can do to support, the family in respect of giving Komla a fitting farewell, the state will do. The Chief of Staff will be in touch with the family to discuss the funeral arrangements, and we'll give whatever support we can to lighten the burden of this very grievous incident.
Komla, who belongs to a royal family in the Aflau paramountcy, was christened Togbi Tenuvi after he was installed youth commander-in-chief of the area. Kiftian Dopia, Joy News, Flagstaff House.
Filing of nominations for national executive positions of the New Patriotic Party has opened in Accra. Over 50 candidates across all ranks of the party are vying for these positions, including that of the chairmanship.
The filing for national executive positions of the NPP comes on the heels of the party's regional executive elections held over the weekend. Several posters of aspiring candidates adorn the wall of the NPP headquarters. First Vice Chairman of the party, Fredo Wari, now contesting the chairmanship position, is upbeat about his chances.
The party delegates are looking for someone who understands the current position of this party and the fact that we are in opposition and desire quite anxiously to get into office in 2016. And so I share with them my vision for this party in terms of developing and implementing strategies down to the constituency level for winning the elections at the constituency level.
Incumbent chairman Jacob Lamte believes his track record and experiences from the 2012 elections will enable him secure the mandate of delegates.
4 years ago, I had a track record in business, I had a track record in communication, I had a track record in management. I've been managing one of the largest business groups in this country. I had a track record as the regional chairman, 3 times regional chairman for Greater Accra, and successfully made MPP the largest party in Greater Accra. I had a track record of having been twice the campaign manager for candidate J.A. Kufuor, successfully to win the election and take us out of opposition.
Director of Elections for the NPP, Martin Ije-Kosa said the party had put in place stringent mechanisms to ensure issues likely to mar the outcomes of the elections are handled peacefully.
We have in place a well and carefully composed elections committee at all the regions, with the mother elections committee sitting at the national. We are engaging members in this process on an even platform. The platform for engagement should be acceptable to all. There should be fairness. And so, just as we've been guided by the previous elections, so are we going to ensure we do for the national chairmanship, especially so when even the stakes are much, much more higher in this particular election.
March 1, 2014 is the scheduled date for these elections.
The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has arrested 29-year-old Ransford Cranting. Well, he is suspected to have taken various sums of money from 30 school leavers with the promise of securing them employment at the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Briefing the media in Accra, the Chief Revenue Officer of the Customs Division of GRA, Seydou Idrisu, said they received intelligence report of the suspect's operation and had him arrested Monday morning. He explained that the suspect arranged a meeting Monday morning with 2 school leavers to give them their appointment letters after taking 2,300 Ghana cedis from them earlier. He was arrested whilst getting ready for the arranged meeting upon a tip-off. According to Idrisu, the suspect, in a preliminary interrogation, admitted collecting money from the ladies with the promise of securing them employment.
Last Friday, that's the 24th of January, we had some information coming from our intelligence unit that a gentleman is going around, collecting monies from unsuspecting people and claiming to be recruiting officers into the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. So we detailed a team to go with some of the victims who were scheduled to meet him at a spot. They got there and they were able to pick him up. The gentleman is by name Ransford Cranting, and he's currently assisting us in investigating.
He advised the public to look out for proper channels of securing employment in the country.
We will also like to use this forum to appeal to everybody that when they hear of any recruitment by the Ghana Revenue Authorities, they should be able to come and verify themselves instead of paying monies to people, because when we are recruiting, we don't collect any money from anybody.
Some victims spoke to the news team.
I gave Mr. Ransford Cranting an amount of 7 million to get me access into the SEPs, into SEPs. But unfortunately, what he did wasn't right. So I was called today to come to the SEPs head office. So when I came, I got to know he was arrested. What he was doing wasn't good. So I want my money back.
At Accra waiting for him, and we met him at Somutech industrial area. Yeah, according to him, he said someone helped him to become what he is today. So he is also helping people. And what we are supposed to pay is 3,000 Ghana cedis. But for the beginning, we'll pay 1,500. To rest assured that after the training, we will give him back his 1,500. And we will have to pay 100 Ghana for our fingerprint. And this thing is done at the police station. And we have a contract later on before they give us the appointment letter. But before then, he rest assured us that this contract will begin 24th January.
A 33-year-old woman from the Central Region is in the police custody for murder. Ekuya Bedu is accused of setting ablaze her estranged husband of 7 years. His new wife and their baby, Mariam Toure, has the rest of the story.
The police received reports of a fire outbreak in a house at Tantra Hills, a suburb of Accra, at about 2 a.m. today, which they attended to with help from the Ghana National Fire Service. 3 bodies, a male, female, a baby, were discovered. Upon suspecting foul play, The police and the Ghana National Fire Service Joint Task Force conducted thorough investigations which led them to the suspect. DCOP Christian Tete Nyahuno is Accra Regional Police Commander.
When the fire scene was inspected, they realized that in the room, 3 people were burnt to death. They have arrested a suspect, a lady who was the wife of the deceased man, that is Amos Asobare, whose name is Efua Bedu, aged 33 years, who hails from Edina Benyaje in the central region. Suspect was arrested at a hideout at the Sprinters Road, Matechu. And then over there, they saw some marks of burns on her body. And when the police put to her that she was the brain behind this, the arson, she broke down and confessed. During interrogation, Efua Bedu, 33 years, informed police that she got married to the deceased man, that is Ms. Amos Asoribare, about 7 years ago. Along the marriage, there were problems here and there. So, an arrangements were made for settlement to see whether they could patch up their differences. But eventually, the man indicated that he was no more interested in the marriage. And then he went to his hometown and brought the deceased lady, who is called Felicity Asorbai, with another child.
On the way forward, he says,
we'll continue with the investigations and then the process her to court. And eventually we'll start from the magistrate court. So from here, we may refer the case to the homicide unit at the National Police Headquarters for continuation of the investigation. It's taking off one's life, so it's murder. So we are going to charge her. The highest charge is murder.
Ariane Toure for Joy News, Accra.
A middle-aged woman has narrowly escaped death after her car was hit by a Tama-bound train at Jawulu in Accra. The Kia Sportage 4-wheel drive with registration number GN 212112 was damaged beyond repairs. According to eyewitnesses, the accident occurred a few minutes past 6 p.m. Monday evening in front of one of the entrances to the Perez Chapel. The woman has since been rushed to the 37 Military Hospital.
So please describe to us when the train hit the car, what happened?
The train hit the car, we all followed the car and shouting before the car trail's house stopped. When train come back, some policeman in the car and drop down and starts pulling the car and let the woman, remove the woman from the car and send it to the hospital.
Looks like this is a stop for a halt for the train. So does that mean the train was already slowing down because there was halt here?
Yeah. The train was slowing down small before you see. The madam ruled the house, the woman ruled the gas. I don't know what happened before, only God.
This is Perez Dome, and I understand the woman who was driving alone in the car was hit at this particular point and dragged all the way to the other side, about 100 meters away. It seems this is a level crossing that leads to the chapel, but I don't see anybody here warning motorists of oncoming trains.
Victims affected by the demolition exercise carried out by the Tema Development Corporation are receiving support from the NADMO and other religious bodies. The victims who are still residing at the area say they have nowhere to go and waiting for their leads or lands to be given back to them.
Over 200 families were rendered homeless as a result of a demolition exercise carried out by the Tema Development Corporation last week. The National Disaster Management Organization has over the weekend supported victims with relief items such as tents, mosquito nets and mattresses, among others. Some NADMO officials who were at the site on Monday afternoon to assess the situation were still supporting victims with more relief items. Residents received bags of rice, maize, buckets, among others. The Metro coordinator spoke to Joy News.
We don't know anything. We don't have know anything about a land dispute between TDC and the victims. Our mandate is to go to the aid of the needed victims. We are a humanitarian organization. When the people of Ghana is in crisis, we have to go to there to assist them, and that's exactly we have come here to do. Yes.
The Church of Pentecost in Ajay has been supporting residents with portable drinking water and free medical screening carried out over the weekend.
When we saw what has happened and the people sleeping outside, some of them traumatized, we saw it as a social responsibility of the church to come in to help the people so that they can at least be relieved.
Meanwhile, proprietors of Pedico International School in Ajay Kojo, whose school has been marked to be demolished soon, is pleading with authorities to come to her aid. She expressed worry at the situation.
Oh, I don't want to bring it out, but it is a difficult condition because they are selling the whole place. According to them, they are developing here to sell. So they will by all means sell it to me again. And the condition is difficult. I just don't want to.
Do you think?
Only God knows, because only God knows. Because we have talked to them a lot to help us, but still, maybe after the demolition, they will still do something about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you followed. Matilda Pamaga for Joy News.
Yes.
There's been mixed reactions to new transport fare increments being charged by commercial drivers in Ashaiman. Well, the new fares announced by the Ghana Private Road Transport Union on Monday, according to the commuters, will greatly affect their finances since there's not been a corresponding increase in their salaries. In separate interviews with the news team, they called on government to intervene.
The Ministry of Transport last week approved a 20% increase in transport fares for commercial vehicles operators after negotiations with the Ghana Private Road Transport Union and other transport unions. The approval follows recent increases in petroleum prices as well as increases in cost of vehicle spare parts. Ekufu, an electric engineer who commutes daily between Ashaiman and Kaneshi, says although the increase will affect his budget, there is nothing he can do about it.
We are pleading with the authorities. They should have sympathy on the ordinary Ghanaian. I believe this fare will affect the masses, and they should quickly do something about it. Other than that, I believe they are digging their own grave.
We have nothing to do than to pay, and they have given us a list showing that it is true that they have increased it. So we have nothing to say, but we are paying it and we are on it. I feel bad because I don't know how they are controlling the nation now, and I'm praying that God should intervene.
Contrary to the popular scene where commuters clash with drivers whenever transport fares are increased, the drivers at Ashaiman we spoke to say the passengers have been generally calm about the latest increase.
Oh, say obi a want to say no ba na akere no de e koso. So yenya akere o mo de a obi a menu say problem bi amai.
Ye frɛ ye mate fo nyina ne won kasa ise obi enti aso no obi sawa fa no ben ye mpanifo no ye nkyɛn ne ye nkyerɛkyerɛ mu nkyerɛ no nso afia no pa bedu idie emi se bibia mai ti asia ye adwuma.
The GPRTU in a statement announced an increase in fare for taxis by 10 pesos and 1 cedi 40 pesos. Distance which hitherto cost 50 pesos have gone up by 10 pesos to 60 pesos, while distances that formerly cost 7 cedis will go up to 8 cedis 40 pesos. Fares on intracity buses or trotro will also go up between 10 and 50 pesos.
The Gushegu District Assembly in the Northern Region is taking up steps to improve access to healthcare, water and sanitation facilities for their residents. Accessing clean, safe water in particular is a big problem, especially during the dry season when animals compete with the residents for water from dry out well.
To alleviate the situation, the District Assembly and its developmental partners have rolled out a water and health scheme in 45 communities. As part of these schemes, 6 dugout wells and 39 orphan boreholes will be rehabilitated through the Ghana Social Project, New Energy and other development partners. District Chief Executive Alhaji Alhassan Hussaini made the announcement as separate derbers in 4 communities, Bugi, Paneshi, Zilindo and Patinga during the commissioning of a health center.
Bushabu has taken the pace. We are setting the pace for the rest of the districts to follow throughout the country. That is why we are commissioning this youth compound today as part of our President manifesto to enhance the living standard of his people.
Alhaji Abdul Rahman Yakubu, District Director of Health Services, said the district is gradually winning the war against maternal deaths.
In the year 2011, Bushabu recorded 7 maternal deaths. In 2012, we repeated the same 7 maternal deaths. And that actually pricked my office, and we put in place very pragmatic programs to make sure that we beat down the maternal mortality if we have to meet the Millennium Development Goals come 2015.
Alhaji Yakubu also said the Directorate and its partners, especially the Northern Sector Action on Awareness, is gradually breaking the myth among men that pregnancy and childbearing are the sole responsibilities of women. He explained that the stakeholders identified a lot of challenges, including poor infrastructure, inadequate personnel and negative attitudes that call for urgent attention.
The first phase of work on a 600-bed University of Ghana teaching hospital is about 17% complete. The hospital, which is expected to be completed by 2015, will serve as a major training facility for medical students of the University of Ghana.
The University of Ghana, through the government, acquired a loan facility of $270 million from the Israeli government to build a 600-bed capacity teaching hospital. Work at the site began in April 2013 after the contract was signed in October the previous year. The project includes a central building, maternity and pediatrics, inpatient wards, training and simulation center, as well as a staff housing which is yet to commence. Minister of Health Shariati and the university authorities who paid a visit to the site on Monday were assured the project would be handed over 36 months from now.
Apart from the housing, each of them, so far, we've come out of the ground. We are on the first floor. About 50% or so of the first floor slab has been cut, and the columns are coming up for the second floor. In the next couple of months, they will be able to complete everything.
Sector Minister Shariati noted the completion of the project will go a long way to enhance the training of health personnel and improve the doctor-patient ratio.
We'll be able to send more doctors to the rural areas, very deprived communities. And also this hospital, this training institution will also train special doctors in various specialties in medicine. So it means that we'll also save money by sending doctors overseas. We hope that this will help us to cut down on the high attrition rate of medical personnel.
She added, plans are also underway to construct a similar facility at KNUST, Volta and Cape Coast medical institutions. Vice Chancellor Professor Ernest Aite said the 600-bed hospital, when completed, would be used to its full capacity.
This new facility, clinical work for all of these professionals would be enhanced. It's our intention that we should have the best facility in the region. Through the arrangements that have been made, many people will be going out to Israel for training in how to run this hospital. It's our promise to the people of Ghana that the hospital will be used to the best of our abilities.
When completed, it is expected that the facility with specialized centers will train about 1,000 doctors within the next 10 years, which will also go a long way to improve healthcare delivery as well as ease the pressure on the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Well, so For the news update for the morning, now a recap of our top stories. Victims affected by the demolition exercise carried out at Ajekwejo by the Tema Development Corporation received support from the National Disaster Management Organization and other religious bodies.
And a 29-year-old man is also in the grips of the customs divisions of the Ghana Revenue Authority for allegedly defrauding 30 school leavers under the pretext of securing them employment with SEPs.
Well, please get interactive on any of the stories you've heard so far and a lot of things that you expect to happen. Please visit the pages. Join News on TV is on Facebook, and we have a couple of questions we've posed, and please respond to some of those comments. We'll be very grateful. We also have a short code 1760 and a WhatsApp platform 0544 334722 for you to get interactive.
Up next is sports. It's proudly brought to you by Tigo Cash.
And in sports, we'll have to start with news with the Championship of African Nations taking place in South Africa currently, as the local Black Stars are looking forward to their meeting with their Nigerian counterparts in the semi-finals of the ongoing Championship of African Nations taking place in South Africa. And Ghana handed DR Congo a 1-0 defeat on Sunday, while the Nigerians overpowered Morocco 4-3 to set up the clash. Vice Chairman of the Ghana Football Association, Fred Krenzel, is confident the Black Stars can go through.
We're certainly very proud of them. Before we left Ghana, we knew they were going to do very well. And, we're taking it game after game. And, thanks be to God, we won today. It all depends on how we talk to the boys, incentives that we're giving them. And today, we were at their hotel to talk to them, inspire them, and I believe the president was there as well, so I believe that is what is working for us. I wouldn't say they performed beyond my expectations. We're taking it game by game, and we'll still continue to win our matches. It's a one-goal project. That's what we are on. There's a lot of pressure in football. You got to get used to that. We would have loved to score more, but in all the matches that we've played, we've scored only 1 goal. We'll work on that, and I believe that we should do well in our semi-final game against Nigeria.
Meanwhile, some players who spoke to the sports team said they were confident of a great showing against the much-fancied and free-scoring Nigerians.
First of all, I thank God we were able to win the match. As you saw on the PG, it wasn't easy for us. But all the same, we were able to manage to win by 1 goal to 0. So I thank God. As you can see on the pitch, it wasn't easy. But we thank Almighty God. We thank Almighty God because the Congolese, they came in all out, and we also came in all out with the attempt to win this match. And that's what we saw on the pitch, and we were able to win.
I think tactically we did very well. They were possessing, and all 11 men, we had to come behind the ball. So I think we did very well. I'm very happy with our performance. The most important thing is the win. That is the 3 points. That it's the only thing that can qualify us. Whether it be 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, providing we are able to score and we are able to defend the goal, it's okay.
Well, let's come down to local league, and the Ghana League Club Association is demanding from government a refund of monies accrued as a result of the Black Stars' participation in the 2010 World Cup. The Ghana Football Association received from FIFA an amount in excess of $11 million for development of football in Ghana, which according to GALCA has not been made available after government receipts. Alhaji Raji is president of the Ghana Football Association.
The purpose of FIFA, will I say, World Cup money is for Ghana Football Association to develop football, not any other sports, not other sports.
Okay.
And if you go into a tournament, and God willing, we had a proceeds amounting to about $11-point-something million. And the government of the day decided to collect all this money without spending $1 on at least football pitches in the country. What are we doing to ourselves? Let us be frank with each other. That money was principally meant for football development. Yeah, it could be pitches, it could be any other things. But $1 since 2010 has not been spent on anything football in this country. So do you blame the administrators? Do you blame the football clubs?
So Alhaji Raji, president of the Ghana League Club Association there. And that'll be it for sports. It's brought to you by Tigo and Cowbell.